So I went to the flea market over in Elwood, and I got this Ertl case 580E backhoe. Now it is a newer one, and it's got some damage to it, just very minimal. And it is a newer one, but it was only $10, so I was okay with that. For Ertl, I thought, yeah, that's a great deal, because it's worth more than that the way it sits. You know, it's not as great as the original backhoe, which I have, and I'll show it to you in a minute. We have Construction King on both of the fenders here. The tires, instead of just saying Ertl, say the Ertl Company. And according to the guy I bought this from, this was made when Ertl was still being made in the U.S., which kind of surprised me. Just because of all the plastic that's on it, the top of this cab's plastic. And it just kind of surprised me that it was from when they're still being made in Dyersville, Iowa. But I can't find anywhere that on the tractor that proves the guy otherwise, so I'll take his word for it. But this lever's neat. You know, you just kind of press on it to raise the bucket. I have case here on the side of the tractor here. It says case on the grill there, and then all the same labels and stuff. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Ertl, made in Dyersville, Iowa, made in USA. Okay. That still surprises me, just because if you guys are watching this, please tell me when Ertl, I could find it on Google, but tell me when Ertl went overseas, because I don't really think this is all that old, but it's a cool tractor. I just wish the outriggers stayed up on it. They're probably supposed to. Something's probably missing. It's like I said, it's got a few things missing on, not missing, but broken on it. Got a little piece of the die cast broke off right there. This thing's still tight, so I'm not worried about it. And then I think there's supposed to be a little nub right there where you can't see because of the bucket. Where my thumbnail is pointing to right there. I think there's supposed to be a little nub there, so that when you raise this outrigger up, it sits crooked like that. But anyway, I think that it's supposed to sit on that little nub that comes out and holds the thing on. So there's that. It doesn't pivot. Stay up there. The axle doesn't pivot. It's set in place. Unfortunately, I thought it pivoted. Now let me show you the old one, and I'll show you why the old one's better. No, the old one's not better because it is an older model tractor, and that's not it at all. So for starters, this was made, I think, in the 70s, late 70s or the 80s, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was made in the late 70s or early 80s, just from the other Ertl stuff I have from around that time. I recognize some of the wheels and such on there and the way it's made, but you can see how there's more places to have this raised at. You can have it here, pull this up, have it there, or get down there. I think my bar is bent. Or you can have it sitting on the ground. And then the scoop does the same thing. You can have the scoop dumping or placed in an upright position. This one, yeah, it does raise and lower in a few different places. Ground level, obviously, up, up, and then super high. That part is fine. Now if you probably bounce this around too much, this jumps out of place there. But the bucket, I'm still figuring this out. Let's lower this guy down a little bit. I'm still figuring out the bucket on this one. I think you lift it up to dump it and then set it. So yeah, you lift it to dump it and set it down. Oops. Set it down when it's pointing up, and I think it stays up. Yep. So I just figured that out right there. I just think this other one's easier to operate and it stays in place better. That's kind of funny the way they did that. This little handle here. Oh, this is set in place too. This one just does so much more. Okay, so when you've got them pulled out, okay, you can actually scoop into the ground. You don't even have to touch that bucket. You can just scoop into the sand like that. Okay. This one, you can do that, but it doesn't pivot in as many places as this one does. I mean, you know, you can control the scoop right there. This one, the scoop's set in position, and it just swings back and forth, kind of like a old steam shovel or something. Now they both swing around. Oh, this also says case right there. And they both swivel around. Now obviously the outriggers like to come down on that one. The outriggers, I'll just set that over the camera. The outriggers on the old one, there's a spring in here. Pull the outrigger, okay, you push it up, pull it out, and it comes down. I think this one works better. Yeah, up, out, and down. It needs WD-40, I think. Okay, but when this was newer, before it was well used, I'm sure those springs worked a little better. But my point is, these stay down when you want them to stay down, and they actually lift up the top of the the rear of the tractor, I should say. And then when you want them to go up, you just do the opposite. You pull it. Yeah, this one, it's got sand in it, that's why. Okay, so you pull it, and then it's locked into position. There, this one works better. It's not as hard as what it's making this look like. Out. Up. This one, I'm just gonna do that. This one, the feet, like, I keep calling them feet, the outriggers, you just like turn them sideways for them to stay, I guess. They're not really, they don't really stay in place all that well. And something cool about this International on the older one, not just that the cab's open and the seat flips back just like a real one, is to operate here and then drive it here. This one steers. And as you can see, as it's kind of bouncing around, this tractor is all dirty. The front axle pivots. This one, it's set in place and it doesn't steer. So this one just really doesn't do as much. That's kind of cool. But just that it holds it up. That's neat. That one, the new one, just doesn't do as much as the old one does. But I bought it just because I thought, you know, I don't have this model, and it's a nice looking model. You know, there's nothing wrong with it other than it just doesn't do as much as the original one. Oh, it's doing that because it's rear heavy. There, let's fix that. Now I bet it doesn't do that. Nope, now it doesn't do that. Okay. So we've got the case and the International. You tell me which one you like better, but I have my vote cast for the old one. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Check out some other videos. And this will probably be in the next video I post because it'll be a haul video. Next video or somewhere around there. Because I bought a lot more than just that at the flea market. So, catch you in the next video, guys. Have a good day.